What's up, YouTube? Today we're looking at the Fantasy Cup. It is the second week of the season. Fantasy Cup was on the whole first week, but we didn't really take a look at it because we wanted to look at the move updates just for the Open Great League. That being said, Fantasy Cup now gives us an opportunity to check out how these move updates affect different cups and limited metas. So yeah, let's just take a look at it here. So right off the bat, let's just first look at the team that we've built today. Well, the reason, so we're looking at Fire Fang on Salamence. Fire Fang on Salamence is ridiculously strong, and the pacing to fly is actually crazy. If you don't know, the Fangs are clones of Counter this season. So not the best energy generation move, but they hit hard, right? We're not running the Shadow because I don't have a Shadow Salamence. But we are running the non-shadow, and to be honest, I don't think you really needed the shadow. The extra bulk helped just a tiny bit in certain matches, so honestly, the non-shadow it kind of felt even better. But that being said, so we're running Berserker on the lead. Obviously, it has three weaknesses, being a mono steel type. It's weak to ground, fire, and fighting. So what are we covering that with? We're covering it with Salamence, which resists fire, which resists ground, and resists fighting. And then Azumarill, which resists fire and fighting and hits super effective on ground. So a really good core in the back there. And then Azu and Salamence just decent together as well. And as you can see right off the bat, like if it doesn't win the lead, then the two back Pokemon are able to clean it up in the back. And that's just the power of good team building right there. So let's take a look at the matches and see how it worked. I didn't even bother double moving it. But anyways, into the first match, Dragapult. This is a good lead because Shadow Claws are super effective. My opponent was lagging at the start there, but it looks like the fast moves did catch up. It looks like I couldn't tell, were those resisted or not? If they weren't resisted, they're on Astonish. And they let the Trailblaze go, knowing that it was not going to be like a neutral move there. Then they come in with Empoleon. We know Trailblaze is neutral, close combat, super effective, but we want to just grab that shield back. We had a feeling they were going to. This time we're going to full send the close combat just to ensure either the second shield or taking them out. Because Azzy would have a pretty bad matchup there, so we're just going to come in with Salamence and go for the Fire Fang down. Fire Fangs are neutral here, they are half steel. And I probably shouldn't have shielded my lead. Oh, and they were running Flash Cannon, which is crazy. And then they come in with Azu, so I'm actually going to stay in, get off a fly. I wouldn't be surprised if I go for an Ice Beam catch here. I do unsuccessfully, but now at this point, just because they have an energy lead, it's not going to matter. We're not even close in health. Fly did so much damage to the Azu. They do win CMP, but that is okay. This play rough will put them pretty low, and even if they are able to snipe with the Empoleon, which I left at like 1 HP, then I think it'll still be okay. But we actually should outpace because we're just going to the Ice Beam, whereas they're going to the play rough. Ice Beam is enough to take out at this range, especially when they're on their 6th cycle. Come back in with the Salamence, Fire Fang down the Empoleon, and we were able to take that match. Yeah, I said I shouldn't have shielded the lead, but because they didn't have enough for a Shadow Ball there. But into the next match, Dugtray on the lead. This is a Mud Slap user, so we're going to get out right away. Come in Salamence. Salamence is our safe swap on this team, and they come in with Wheezing. They are going to get off the Sludge. That isn't enough to KO. Sludge is a pretty bad move, even though it's stab. And we are able to grab a shield in the mid game, which is huge. The only problem here is Overheat would absolutely one-shot our Berserker, and it's going to be real hard to farm down here. I do end up shielding this, and I believe I do get Sludge baited, which is rough. Unfortunately for us, all of our moves are resisted here, so this actually won't be enough to take out. But fortunately for me, they shield, which also tells me this is probably another Overheat coming my way. Or the first Overheat coming my way, and at this point I think I can get the full farm down, and then I bail thinking I couldn't, which actually lets them get the move off. The Shadow Claw would have registered, but the bubble didn't because 1 turn switch and 3 turn bubble. But it is an overheat. It's already been debuffed, so it doesn't really do too much damage to us. And we actually bank a lot of energy, which could be useful in this mirror match against the Azu. And we do get off this play rough. This is going to be a very nice and slow matchup. There is a lot of Azu mirrors, unfortunately, so play rough is needed. I think the recommended move set for Azu is actually Hydro Pump, just so because it can hit neutrally against those steals, but we actually snipe with the Trailblaze, and at this point we can outpace to the close combat against this Doug trio before they're able to make a move, and we'll take them out. So Berserker is sweeping in the end game there, which is pretty nice. Into the next match, we've got Sandslash on the lead. Sandslash is a bit tough, just because we do want to farm up to back-to-back close combats, and we will respect a drill run here. If they bait, they can outpace us, but they don't, fortunately. So at this point, we can probably just go double close combat, or we can just go Trailblaze close combat. Baiting here, not really any point in doing that, and then we actually do win CMP against the Sandslash. So that is nice, and this will grab both shields, and at this point we can just let the Berserker go, come in with Salamence, Fire Fang down, their energy dry. They will not make a move, which is nice, because now we just get an energy lead. They have to take neutral flies against their Azumarill, so we will get this off. And we saw I did about 50% last time, or just under, like 40%. I'm surprised I didn't stay in there and just shield and then go for another fly, but I guess in case it wasn't enough to take out, we just come in with our mirror match. But we noticed that they are not getting out, which means whatever is in the back probably doesn't have a great matchup into Azu either way, and my opponent realizes they're too low, so they resign the match. Giratina. So this is nice to have the Shadow Claws here, but unfortunately both of our charge moves are resisted. The only reason we're running this moveset, it is the recommended moveset because Trailblaze obviously for Azu, and we definitely need an Azu answer on the lead. And it does buff our Shadow Claws, so this is kind of nice. But you can run a Fairy type move, you can run a Steel type move. The Berserker has honestly a great moveset. It's kind of just its stat product holding it back. But then they come in Azu. I believe so I'm actually gonna let this go. It is just an Ice Beam, right? Yeah, so I can survive that pretty comfortably. And I will make it to another Trailblaze. Are they willing to double shield their Azu here? Their bulkiest Pokemon on their team. They do not. They let that go, and now they're in bubble range. And the reason I saved my Berserker there and came in to bubble them down is because now when they come back in with their Giratina, I will have enough for a move here. And I actually farm up just a little bit, make it to the Ice Beam. This will be enough to take out, and they shield, which is interesting. I believe I can survive a Shadow Ball from this range, so I will let this go. Yep, it does do a lot of damage, but it doesn't KO. And we make it to another Ice Beam, still in good timing. And this should be enough to take out, and it is. So now we're just spamming Salamence because both of our Pokemon are super low. We kind of just have to run with it. And it's Tapu Fini in the back. So fortunately for us, Water Guns are resisted. However, these flies are going to do a lot of damage. We do shield the Surf. We wait the turn, make sure they don't go for the catch there. Oh my god, the fly, this might just not take out, but it'll get them super low. We actually make it to another fly, and just like that, we're able to sweep with Salamence. That's right, Fire Fang Salamence, which is a dragon, just beat a Water Gun Tapu Fini with a 1 shield advantage. So that is crazy. So Weezing is tough for this team. I don't know if you saw it in the graphic on the lead and like the first slide. It technically beats all 3, and this one's on Brutal Swing, which is interesting because that is resisted on Azu. So a lot of them are running Sludge in this meta. And they actually shield the Trailblaze. So now at this point, I'm going to shield back because I can CMP that tie them onto their next Brutal Swing, which is what I do. And they double shield even though it is still resisted. So at this point, I'm double shielding because I'm assuming they're just really weak to us in the back. And they actually catch a Trailblaze on their Azumarill, which is going to do a lot of damage. I realize I'm not going to make it to another move, so I just get some Shadow Claws off, and then I come in with my own Azu. And at this point, I can probably just go. Probably have to go play rough here, I guess, to take them out. I do overfarm as much as I can, but I will go for the play rough to take them out. We saw that they're running Brutal Swing, so if they come back in with a Wheezing, we're not too worried. We can just go for the full Bubble Down. Because Brutal Swing and Overheat are both resisted, but they're actually they're on Sludge as well as Brutal Swing, so kind of a weird moveset there. But I guess, hey, to each their own. And then they have a Dugtrio in the back. That is some super effective damage. Come in with a Salamence and clean up that Dugtrio to take the win. Obviously, you're seeing some really fast wins. Okay, Extra Guild, bad lead. We're going to come in with Salamence. They're staying in, and then they come in with a Fortress. What? Trainer, that is not an answer to a Fire Fang Salamence. And I don't even think they make it to the Rock Tomb there. Yeah, so they go Sand Tomb. And then Turtonator in the back. Turtonator honestly would have been so much better of an answer. At least they can do super effective Dragon Pulses. Maybe they're worried about an Outrage, but I don't even have Outrage on this Pokemon. Didn't even need it. And then they double shield their Turtonator. And they throw. What are they doing? Okay, well, obviously we're going to let this go. They do have Dragon Pulse. Yeah, now we just come in with a Zoom Roll. You've got a 2-shield advantage, so it doesn't even matter. Like, they're not going to be able to Mud Slap us down before we can get to like an Ice Beam and like a close combat on our Berserker. So we're more than comfortable just staying in this matchup, getting the full farm down, shielding nothing. We're going to go for the 2-shield flex here because my opponent is doing absolutely wild plays, and then they finally come back in with the Excadrill. This Ice Beam will take out. It is neutral. Excadrill is glassy. They come back in with the Turtonator. We bubble them down, and that is a 2-shield flex if I've ever seen one. Okay, Wheezing. So yeah, we've seen this. Not a good lead. Will we call the bait this time is the question. We actually go for an Overheat catch this time, and my opponent simul swaps, which is pretty unfortunate because we would have liked to see this on our Azu. One Dragon Claw, we are the non-shadow, so that actually doesn't take out, and they can't really farm us down because Mudshot is double resisted. That being said, it looks like it's still doing enough damage to completely farm us down, and they do before we can make it to 2 flies. So, bit of a calculation error, but they would have made it to like 3 Dragon Claws before we made it to 2 flies, or it would have been around the same pacing. So, not really much we could do there. We kind of just have to sacrifice it. We do come in with Azu. We are just going to soak some of this up. We got to start shielding something. Scorching Sands is going to be one of the harder hitting moves. So we will shield that up. And then we simultaneously swap. They switch into Azu this time when we were just going for the Trailblaze and the Flygon, which is nice. That is a good catch for them. Or for us, I should really say. We do get 2 Trailblazes off. Yeah, we do let this go. This isn't even enough for a Hydro Pump, I believe, just to play rough. We survive that pretty comfortably, and we do come out with a move loaded. What are they going to come in with? They actually come back with the Flygon. So we just get off a Trailblaze. We just want to take this out, get rid of it. And then they have 1 shield Wheezing the back. Fortunately, they do throw, so that's nice. They were not enjoying those boosted Shadow Claws. The question is, can we make it to 2 Ice Beams before they make it to 3 Sludges? So there's 1. We can take that. We are, oh wow, they're already at 2. Okay, we shield this. Can we make it to 2 Ice Beams? Oh man, we are 1 fast move away from a second Ice Beam. No way they're already at. Are they on their 4 or 5 cycle? That's really what it comes down to. Oh, they're on their 4th cycle. So just like that, we just barely lose that by 1 turn. We just lost that match. So really close match there, but unfortunately we do take that out. Melmetal. Okay, kind of an interesting lead. We switch out for some reason. I'm actually not really sure. We should have stayed in that lead matchup because it's not like Azu has a good matchup there, especially if they're running like Thunderbolt. It did get buffed this season as well with Thundershock, but they respond with Whimsicott, which is absolutely beyond me. I do shield a Seed Bomb. I thought, like, I was thinking, oh, like, I can survive a double resisted Seed Bomb here. No, we simul KO. So now we're going to leave it up to the Pogo gods about who gets alignment in this matchup. We send back in Berserker on their Melmetal, which is actually where we want it, to be completely honest. We are going to bait with a Trailblaze here. And I believe they did shield that. I think that was just a visual glitch. This could be a superpower. Yeah, so I'm surprised I'm letting that go, but they do have a lot of energy. Did we catch another superpower is the question. No, they're running double Iron Bash, and then they have a Mud Slap user in the back. We should have thrown probably right away. Unnecessary like shield usage, I feel like. Yeah, because now we're just going to get off this Ice Beam. We could have just taken it out. I think I was worried about them just CMP tying us. This does take out. I'm not really sure how we're going to win this game. I guess this play rough will do decent damage and then come Berserker to force their energy because it is going to be hard for them to farm down. They go for the farm down, and unfortunately, Thundershock, even though it did get buffed this season, doesn't do quite enough damage. They get simultaneous KO. We have the Azul live in the back, and we get the win. Flygon on the lead in the next match. What is happening? Okay, so we come in with something that resists the sand attacks, and they come in with Sand Slash as the response. So that's the easiest switch of flip I've ever seen in my whole life. And now if they come in with Flygon, we can get off this fly right away, grab that shield back, and at this point we're just gonna let it go. They did farm up quite a bit, but we've got a good matchup in Azu in the back. So we'll let the Dragon Claw go. That does take us out. Battle of the green shiny dragons. And they are going to get off a Scorching Sands here. But that shouldn't put us too low. They are the non-shadow. And then they have a Whimsicott in the back. So unfortunately for us, all of our charge moves are resisted. So we're just going to go for the resisted Trailblaze here, boosting our Shadow Claws. And because they no shield, we're going to no shield. We're just going to match shields, I think, in this matchup. They do full send the Moonblast. Can we outpace to the Seed Bomb here? No. They are going to get to the Seed Bomb before able to get to the Trailblaze. Now the question is, can we get a good farm down here? I could have farmed up a little bit more. Let's see what they're going to do. They are going to let that go, maybe thinking I had more energy than I did. And, hey, we actually make it to the Trailblaze. And that does grab a shield, and at this point, they know because we grabbed that shield, we have a super effective Ice Beam to take them out. So, okay, next match, Salamence on the lead. This is probably bad news. We come in with our hard answer of Azumarill, and then they come in with Lucario. So Lucario is not really an answer to an energy lead Azumarill. Sure, it's got the super effective Thunder Punches, but at this point, we can just grab a shield with Play Rough, and then if they shield, then yeah, we're just gonna shield back. Oh, we're not gonna shield back. Okay, we're comfortable gaining that energy lead. I'm assuming we're gonna come Salamence then and just go for the full farm down because we knew they threw right away, so they are energy dry. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do because now we have an energy lead and a shield advantage, and then they come in with Azu. So we are going to get off this fly. We're going to make sure we're always farming as much as we can in this matchup because we need to maintain this energy lead. They do throw right away, so that's fine. I think we're just going to try and grab both shields here, or grab a shield. And yeah, once again, farming up as much as we possibly can. Grabbing that shield. This time we're going to catch the Ice Beam, not wanting to use that shield yet. And we do get the catch. How much is a close combat going to do here? Because a close combat will probably put them real low. It is resisted, but they are Shadow. And with the Shadow Claw, we actually get a simultaneous KO, and then we outpace the Fly because we have the shield advantage anyways. And I believe that takes the win of the final match of the video. Yeah, so obviously there's a lot of glassy Pokemon in the Fantasy Cup, and Berserker can kind of take advantage of that. And as you can see, Salamence with Fire Fang can take advantage of that as really well. The flies do so much damage on Salamence. It is stab. Fire Fang isn't stab, but it still does a lot of damage. And I think the benefit of having a Fire Fang Salamence on this Pokemon is that a lot of people don't really know what to do. They just see Dragonfly and they're like, oh, I need to come Sandslash, um, or oh, I need to come Wheezing, and those are not like great matchups, especially when Salamence has an energy lead. So I honestly had a lot of fun with this Pokemon, and this core was really good. I think I'm going to try a very similar core with another interesting moveset on a Pokemon that I may or may not showcase. Um, if I do, you'll probably get it later this week. This should go up Tuesday, right as we turn over into Ultra League and Fantasy Cup. If you guys do want to see some Ultra League battles as well, let me know. I've got some really cool Pokemon that I decided to build up and waste all my Stardust on for no reason. Um, so I can definitely show some of those. But yeah, this is the team. This is the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And until next time, peace.